Get ready for the ultimate showdown of foldable gimbals. These are the top contenders of 2025, each released just a few months apart. In this video, guys, I'll be comparing the Insta360 Flow 2 Pro, the DJI Osmo Mobile 7P, and the Hohem iSteady V3 to help you figure out which is the best fit for your content creation needs. Now, I've spent plenty of time using all three gimbals and have worked with the companies behind them. However, this video is not sponsored by any of them, and they don't get to see this video before you do. This way I can give you my honest review so you can make the best decision for yourself. Now, I'll be evaluating each one based on key factors, and I'll leave timestamps below so that you can skip or head to a particular part in the video. Hopefully by the end of this video, you'll have a clear picture of what the pros and cons of each of these gimbals are. If you're new to mobile gimbals and are wondering what they are and why you might need one, here's a quick explanation. A mobile gimbal's main job is to help you capture smooth shots with your smartphone. And these days, most mobile gimbals do a great job of stabilizing. So it's less about the steady shots and more about the extra features they offer. Features like subject tracking, gesture control, and third-party video app compatibility, which makes shooting much more easier and help you capture more creative shots. So let's start with the size and weight. Now, all three gimbals are compact, foldable, and easy to carry. Now, among them, I find the iSteady V3 to be the most pocket-friendly thanks to its inward folding clamp. Now, when it comes to weight, the Flow 2 Pro is the lightest at 357 grams, followed by the Hohem 7P at 368 grams, and finally the iSteady V3 at 420 grams. Now, there are also other options available out there, such as the Zhiyun Smooth 5S AI or the Hohem iSteady M7, but I didn't include them in this review because they are heavier and not foldable and are more meant to be used for heavier payloads. Now, all three gimbals can handle phones with payload of up to 300 grams. The iPhone 16 Pro Max weighs 227 grams, and when adding the case, which is around 40 grams, you get a total of 267 grams, leaving enough room to throw also a small V&D filter. So you can see it works with the Insta360 Flow 2 Pro, no problem. And now we have the DJI Osmo Mobile 7P, which you can see works as well. And we have the Hohem iSteady V3. Now, if you go over the limit of 300 grams, like when attaching a third-party lens, you're out of luck because none of them support counterweights to balance the extra loads. For third-party lenses like these, it's best to use something like the Hohem iSteady M7, which supports a max payload of 500 grams, which in this case would be the better choice. Now, when it comes to the build and design, they all feel high quality with an ergonomic grip for comfortable shooting. They also all feature a 1/4 20 hole at the bottom for attaching to a tripod or other accessories. Now, all three gimbals feature integrated tripod legs, but each has its own qualities. Now, the integrated tripod on the DJI is by far the easiest and quickest to set up. However, its legs is less stable than the other gimbals. Now, the others feature longer and thinner legs that offer better stability. Now, with the Flow 2 Pro, you can also use the legs as an extension handle, while on the Hohem, for example, it's less ideal. Now, all gimbals feature an extension pole to capture creative shots. The buttons on all gimbals are intuitively designed, offering just a few controls for quick and easy access to various functions. Now, I find the DJI and the Hohem's buttons simpler to use overall. While the Flow 2 Pro has a sleek and modern design, its limited numbers of buttons makes it a bit harder to navigate. I like that the DJI and Hohem have a status panel to better see what gimbal mode you're in, which on the Insta360 is a bit more challenging. Now, I find the joystick on the DJI to be the most responsive and easiest to use to controlling movements, with Hohem's joystick coming in as second. The Insta360 for me, however, feels less precise. Now, when it comes to mounting, the Insta360 and the DJI use a magnetic clamp for quick setup and easy detachment, while the Hohem comes with a built-in clamp. Now, while it does take longer to set up your phone using the built-in clamp, it offers, however, a more secure mount and minimizes the risk of misplacing it. Now, with the DJI gimbal, I often have to double check the alignment when attaching the clamp, as it's easier to misalign. The Insta360, however, feels easier and more reliable to align thanks to its slightly different design. Now, Insta360 and DJI also include these magnetic foam mounts, which are compatible with MagSafe, providing a fast, convenient mounting option that can even double as a stand. So I can attach this to my MagSafe case and then simply pull this part out and I can use it as a stand, which is pretty cool. And same goes for the DJI. Now, one downside of using the magnetic mount from DJI is that you can't attach the multifunctional module, which includes the intelligent tracking. However, Insta360's AI tracker is mounted directly to the gimbal motor, so it works seamlessly no matter which clamp you use. Now, personally, I like to use the magnetic phone mount over both the magnetic clamp and the built-in clamp because I can just simply snap it on and it doesn't interfere with any of the buttons up here, and also speeds up the setup process and helps me capture moments faster. You can see I can just mount it, unfold it, and I'm ready to go. Now, when it comes to the setup time, the Insta360 takes the win. Both the DJI and Insta360 use a magnetic mounting system with a quick one-step startup process. However, when I timed them both from unfolding the gimbal to being ready to shoot, the Flow 2 Pro was faster and smoother. However, folding the gimbal back is easier with the DJI. On the other hand, the Hohem adds an extra step, requiring you to mount your phone into the clamp and powering it on each time. Now, a standout perk of the Insta360 is the dedicated backpack mount for the Flow 2 Pro, making setup even quicker while freeing up your pockets for other essentials. For me, quick setup time is key to capturing moments on the fly, and the Insta360 in this case truly excels in this area. Now, in terms of stabilization, I find that all three gimbals provide excellent stabilization. Now, I've tested them while walking and running so that you can see the difference for yourself. Now, when it comes to range of motion, the Insta360 is leading the pack. The Flow 2 Pro offers infinite pan tracking, making it a breeze to capture your surroundings, especially when tracking yourself. In contrast, both the DJI and Hohem hit their limits. Another standout feature of the Insta360 gimbal is its free tilt mode, which provides unlimited tilt range. This mode makes complex shots like crane shots incredibly simple. With the DJI and Hohem, you need to hold the gimbal sideways to achieve the same results, which is far less convenient. Now, all three gimbals offer gesture control, allowing you to start tracking and recording with simple hand gestures. So you don't necessarily need to use the buttons. This feature works seamlessly with their dedicated apps, and with their physical tracking module, you can even use gesture control across various third-party apps. And this is especially useful when filming yourself with the rear camera, not the selfie camera, because it provides the highest quality of all the lenses. And even if you can't see yourself, the tracker ensures you're always perfectly centered in the frame. And with all three gimbals, you can also customize your composition for different framing options. Now, Hohem has an added gesture that lets you quickly switch orientation seamlessly, making it convenient if you film in both portrait and landscape formats. With the Insta360 and DJI gimbals, you'd have to do this manually. Now, Insta360 has a standout feature. If you look over here, it has a unique selfie mirror, which you won't find on the other gimbals. It's perfect if you need to frame yourself or do a quick touch-up. With its clear wide view, you can simply align your head on the top of the mirror and you're centered in the shot. Now, the Hohem iSteady V3 sets itself apart with the removable control, letting you operate the gimbal from up to 10 meters away. The downside to it is if you lose this remote control, the gimbal loses its controls. On the other hand, the Insta360 and DJI gimbals don't have detachable remotes, but you can control it via the Apple Watch. You can adjust the direction, enable tracking, recenter the gimbal, and even get a live preview, which is perfect for framing yourself. I did notice though that the DJI had a more stable connection, while the Insta360 experienced occasional lags. Now, one of the coolest features of the Flow 2 Pro is the ability to connect a second phone via the Insta360 app. Simply by scanning a QR code with another phone, which is compatible with both iOS and Android, and you won't even need to download the app on the second device. It then opens up in a browser, letting you remotely control the gimbal. And this is an awesome alternative if you don't have an Apple Watch. Okay, so let's test out the subject tracking on all three gimbals, starting with their dedicated apps. And by the way, all three gimbals also support object and animal tracking throughout their dedicated gimbal apps. The Hohem iSteady V3 was very responsive and tracked me accurately even when I wasn't facing directly the camera. It did a great job of following me when I hid behind a tree and then reappeared. The DJI Osmo Mobile 7P also delivered great tracking performance. It followed my movement even when I wasn't facing the camera, and when I hid behind a tree, the gimbal quickly picked me up again. The Insta360 Flow 2 Pro performed similarly well. It tracked me accurately even when I wasn't looking at the camera and quickly resumed tracking when I reappeared from behind the tree. The Insta360 app offers some great extended tracking features such as active zoom tracking, auto zoom tracking, a pro frame grid, and multi-person tracking. And all these features you can find within the accompanied gimbal app on the Insta360s, and you won't find these features on the DJI and Hohem. So let me quickly walk you through each of them. With active zoom tracking, the camera locks in and accurately follows the subject from a distance, offering up to 15x zoom. In comparison to the DJI OM7 and the Hohem lack zoom tracking. However, both can zoom, but the DJI is limited to 8 times, while the Hohem matches the 15x zoom capability. Then there's auto zoom tracking. For more flexible shooting, you can activate auto zoom to automatically adjust the zoom levels based on the subject's distance. Then there's the Pro Frame Grid, where you can tap on any grid square to set your composition. This means you're not stuck always being in the center. This way you can create a more interesting shot by selecting one of the 9 composition points while the camera tracks you. Lastly, there's multi-person tracking that allows you to track multiple people in a shot. And this feature also balances the shot by treating everyone as a single group and centering them on the screen. Additionally, you can choose a primary subject to keep as the main focus of the shot. Now, DJI's Smart Capture also offers multi-person tracking, allowing you to select a primary subject to track within the frame. However, it does not balance the composition when recording a group of people. Next, let's test the tracking feature on each gimbal using their tracking modules to see how they perform with the default camera app. The Hohem iSteady V3 tracked me well when I was close to the camera, but as soon as I was about 5 to 6 meters away, the tracker started to lose me. So it seemed to struggle to maintain tracking at longer distances. The DJI Osmo Mobile 7P performed well at close range and still tracked me accurately even when I was about 10 meters away, including when I hid behind a tree and reappeared. The Insta360 Flow 2 Pro followed me accurately both up close and further away, similar to the DJI Osmo Mobile 7P. It also managed to redetect me and continue tracking after I hid behind the tree and reappeared. Now, the Insta360 Flow 2 Pro comes with the Apple Dock Kit, making it the only gimbal with this feature. It's specifically designed for Apple devices and enables tracking functionality with over 200 third-party iOS apps. Although the tracking speed is slightly slower than the Insta360 app or the tracking module, it still delivers accurate results. One of the best parts about the Apple Dock Kit beyond native iOS tracking is the ability to control advanced camera functions directly through the gimbal's smart wheel. This works seamlessly with the iPhone's camera app and pro apps like the Blackmagic camera, unlocking features like zoom control and smooth front to rear camera switching, which is pretty cool. And I really wished that DJI and Hohem wouldn't limit themselves to just start and stop recording and instead offer extended functionality for advanced camera controls. When it comes to wireless microphones, DJI's Vlog Combo stands out by including the DJI Mic Mini transmitter, which pairs seamlessly with the multifunctional module to deliver crystal clear wireless audio. So I now have the DJI Mic Mini connected to the multifunctional module on the DJI Osmo Mobile 7P, and this is how the audio quality sounds like. The great part about using a wireless mic is that I can walk around without needing any cables and capture high quality audio. So right now I have the DJI Mic Mini connected to the iPhone 16 Pro Max via Bluetooth, and this is how the audio quality sounds like. Definitely not as good as when connecting it to the multifunctional module, but still I can walk around freely without needing any cables, and it will still capture decent audio. So right now I'm using the internal mic on my iPhone 16 Pro Max, which sounds okay when you're close to the camera, but as soon as I walk further away from the camera, my voice gets more quiet and you probably won't hear me that clear. Unlike the Insta360 and the Hohem, which require purchasing a receiver and transmitter, DJI offers a complete wireless solution straight out of the box. Unfortunately, the DJI Mic 2 can't be connected to the multifunctional module at the moment. However, I could imagine that with a future update, this could be fixed as the module supports the DJI Osmo audio ecosystem. Now, in the meantime, you can still use the receiver on the DJI Mic 2 or on the DJI Mic Mini. If you want to use it with the Flow 2 Pro, you can just simply connect the receiver and you'll see it works flawlessly. And you can see it also works with the Hohem gimbal as well as with the DJI. Actually, Hohem also offers a vlog bundle that includes their wireless system, which is also a solid option. However, with the Osmo Mobile 7P, you can skip the step of using a receiver and connect the transmitter directly to the multifunctional module for convenience. Now, all three gimbals feature a built-in fill light to help you shoot in low light conditions. You can adjust both the brightness and color temperature to suit your environment. The DJI provides a more precise lighting control with 4 brightness levels and 4 color temperatures through the module, while the Insta360 and the Hohem offer 3 brightness levels and 3 color temperatures. So let's test out the quality of each light. So I'm using the DJI Osmo Mobile 7P, and this is brightness level 1, 2, 3, 4, and now the color temperature 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm using the Flow 2 Pro, and this is brightness level 1, 2, 3, and here are the 3 color temperatures 1, 2, and 3. So now I'm using the Hohem iSteady V3, and I can actually use it with the dial, which gives me more precise control over my lighting. And this is also available with the DJI using the zoom wheel. So this is the lowest brightness, and when I scroll all the way up, this is the brightest part. Let's now change color temperature, number 1, 2, and 3. All three gimbals come with a rechargeable battery. The Flow 2 Pro fully charges in 2 hours, while the DJI and Hohem take 2.5 hours. Regarding the battery life, the Hohem stands out with an impressive 13 hours, while the DJI and the Insta360 offer 10 hours. However, the DJI and Insta360 gimbals have the added benefit of charging your phone, a feature the Hohem doesn't provide. In terms of price, all three gimbals are priced under $200. The Insta360 Flow 2 Pro is the priciest at $179 for the AI tracking bundle, which includes the AI tracking module. For a more budget-friendly option, you can get it without the AI tracking module for $159. Next is the DJI Osmo Mobile 7P, priced at $149 with the tracking module. For an even cheaper alternative, there is the DJI Osmo Mobile 7, which costs $89 but excludes the integrated extension pole and tracking module. You can, however, upgrade by adding the multifunctional module for $48. Lastly, the Hohem iSteady V3 is available at $129. Overall, all three gimbals offer great features and functionality for creators and vloggers, whether you're using iOS or Android. But which one should you go for? That's the big question. It really comes down to your specific needs, budget, and preference. For instance, if you already own the DJI Mic Mini, the DJI Osmo Mobile 7P would be the better choice since it's fully compatible with the multifunctional module. Now, if you asked me which one I'd pick, it would be a close call between the Insta360 and the DJI, since they are both so similar. I can't decide. It's too hard. No, for me, it's clear that the Insta360 Flow 2 Pro edges out as the winner. And here's why. It feels more future-proof. All three gimbals offer great tracking, but the Insta360 app stands out with its advanced tracking options and extra features. For example, you can record in ProRes log using their dedicated gimbal app, something the others don't offer yet. Plus, the free teleprompter feature is a game changer for someone like me who relies on scripts. I do wish it had a voice recognition to auto scroll, but even without it, it's still super handy. And then there's the Apple Dock Kit. While it's slightly slower than the main tracking module, it's a nice bonus to have, especially with the ability of advanced camera control. I also love the free tilt mode. It makes crane shots so much easier, and when you combine it with the tracking feature, you can pull off some seriously dynamic shots. Another thing that I noticed is that the recording indicator works with third-party apps as well. So in other words, with the indicator, it will show me when the recording has started and stopped, which is super useful when filming with the rear camera. DJI's indicator works perfectly with their dedicated DJI Mimo app, but not with third-party apps like the default camera app, which can be frustrating since I'd have to double check if I'm actually recording. That said, the Flow 2 Pro provides more tools that perfectly align with my needs as a content creator. The Hohem iSteady V3 is a great budget-friendly option for anyone needing a gimbal with an AI tracking. Plus, if you don't own an Apple Watch and need a detachable remote control for greater control over your gimbal, then this is a great alternative. So those are my thoughts. Now I want to hear from you. Which one of these gimbals would you pick? Let me know in the comments below. If you're curious to learn more about each gimbal, I've linked them in the video description below. And if you're interested in mastering smartphone filmmaking, check out my course. It covers everything from planning to filming to editing and publishing your final video, all from your smartphone. I've linked that below as well. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.